India's drug regulator has approved 2 coronavirus vaccines for emergency use, paving the way for a massive nationwide inoculation program. One vaccine was developed by UK-based AstraZeneca and Oxford University, the other by local company Bhar-at Biotech. The decision comes a day after India conducted a trial run of its vaccination drive, testing cold chain infrastructure, delivery systems, and storage platforms. The government hopes to vaccinate some 300 million people by July.
Paving the way for one of the world's biggest inoculation drives to stem the coronavirus pandemic. One of 2 vaccines authorised by India's drugs regulator was developed by AstraZeneca with Oxford University, the other by the Indian company Bhar-at Biotech.
After adequate examination, the CDSCO has decided to accept the recommendations of the expert committee, and accordingly, vaccines of Messrs. Serum and Bhar-at Biotech are being approved for restricted use in emergency situations.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed it as a decisive turning point in the fight against the coronavirus. But health experts have raised concerns over the vaccine developed by Bhar-at Biotech. It's been approved without data on its efficiency being published and is yet to undergo large-scale trials. Nevertheless, many Indians welcomed the news that vaccines would soon be available.
Yeah, that's excellent, and it's great news in the new year to have a vaccine approved and some hope that we can get back to a normal life soon.
I'll go as soon as it arrives. It's safety. It's safety for us. Vaccination is safe for our body. If I don't get it because other people say things and I contract COVID-19, whom does it affect? It affects me. India has already held nationwide drills to prepare its health workers for its vaccine rollout. It plans to inoculate around 300 million people on a priority list this year. But with a population of 1.3 billion, the country has its work cut out.
Let's cross over to DW correspondent Nimisha Jaiswal in Delhi. Nimisha, tell us about the approved vaccines.
Well, Michael, the 2 approved vaccines, the Oxford vaccine as well as the Bhar-at Biotech vaccine, were approved by the regulator today after already being cleared by an expert panel. The Oxford vaccine, of course, has already been approved in the UK, but the Bhar-at Biotech vaccine, called Covaxin, is domestically developed. The Oxford vaccine is also being produced in India, in Pune, at the Serum Institute of India, which is the largest producer of vaccines in the world. One thing worth noting about the Bhar-at Biotech vaccine, though, is that it is still carrying out phase 3 trials, which will only complete by March. It is claiming, though, that the phase 3 trial it's carrying out is one of the largest India has ever seen, and drug regulators are confident that it will be safe and efficacious. More vaccines are under consideration as well.
India hopes to inoculate some 300 million people by summer. How realistic is that?
Well, Michael, Indian authorities and expert panel again have laid out a detailed plan about how they plan to do this. The first 30 million people to be vaccinated for free would be frontline workers, which include first healthcare workers and then sanitation workers and security personnel. It is vaccinating the other 270 million people on the priority list, which could be a challenge. These include everybody above 50 years of age as well as those below 50 years with comorbidities. Now, extensive data about such people does not currently exist and is being compiled to build these priority lists. There are, of course, also challenges around deploying such a massive vaccination program. India does have experience in a universal immunization program, which vaccinates millions of young mothers and infants every year. But no such efforts have been deployed in such a massive adult population before, and this will surely be a challenge.
Nimisha, as you know, there's a fair amount of skepticism about these vaccines in other countries. Are Indians willing to get vaccinated?
Well, Michael, Michael, broadly speaking, I think it may be safe to say yes. The universal immunization program I mentioned earlier has also ramped up its efforts over the last decade to increase confidence in vaccination and to improve information around vaccination. So many of the people we have met on field and asked this question of have said that they would be happy to get vaccinated, and they would also be happy to support government efforts to defeat coronavirus, as they put it. However, it is also important to note that laxity and a lack of taking precautions has increased over the last few months. India saw its festive season in November, a small spike, but of course, daily case counts have come down from nearly 100,000 every day to only around 20,000 cases every day. So some Indians may well be asking, is the pandemic over? Do we even need the vaccine anymore? And the government will have to ensure that their public messaging targets those who they want that they should receive the vaccine, as well as those who may not have enough information about its safety and efficacy.
That's DW's Nimisha Jaiswal. Thank you so much, Nimisha.